Art Show with your host, Jim Mahfood. Pure art destruction.
Hey guys, welcome to the creator commentary video for Girl Scout Stone Ghost issue 3. This is a comic book series published by Image Comics that I am writing, drawing, coloring, and lettering. Having an absolute blast putting this together. Spoilers, by the way, spoiling this entire issue, so if you haven't read it, check out the book and then come back to the video. This is my cover. We have a glorious, absolutely jaw-droppingly fantastic variant cover from my homeboy Matteo Scalera, one of the top artists, illustrators in the comic book field. This guy is just brilliant, absolutely amazing. I actually just got the original art too. Look at this. Got this in the mail today on my doorstep. Look at how absolutely badass that is. So amazing. So fantastic to see my characters interpreted by other artists. And he's got Nodis, Dio, Takeo, Gordy, and Beksu all sharing space on this cover. The teeth. Just so amazing. Can't say enough cool things about this. In 2019, Matteo and I went out to Tokyo Comic-Con and had a blast. And so me, him, and Peach Momoko all have a crew together called the Three Dangerous Donuts. That's what this translates to. And we put out this really cool 11 by 17 oversized, printed on newsprint publication for the Tokyo Comic-Con. Sold out of them. Maybe you can get lucky and find one online. I'm not sure. But seeing this printed and on this newsprint, this is what gave me the inspiration to do my own oversized newsprint magazine called One Dangerous Donut, which you can score on my website. This is my original art for my cover. You can see working on that tannish paper, painting in that white and laying in that zipatone just makes things instantly pop. And then I add digital color. Real minimal. My color approach is like real minimal. And the zipatone thing is basically, if you haven't seen it, zipatone is a shading film that they've been making, various companies have been making since probably the 60s. You put it on top of the work, cut out the shape you want with an X-Acto knife, peel it off, it's self-adhesive, paste it down under the work, and you got yourself a gray tone. Pretty cool. I found this the other day too. This was actually my first attempt at the cover for issue 3. So more of a solemn, almost childlike pose for Beksu, complete with strange psychedelic cut and paste photography collage kind of stuff. This cover obviously works much better. So let's get into it. As always, we start off with the credits page. Got to give shout out, love, and respect to the team. Carmen Acosta, aka Jane Dope, on design. Adam Dumper, aka Dumper Food, did our glorious logo. Matteo, I mentioned, on the variant cover duties. Tricia Ramos at Image Comics on production, keeping it all together. Justin Stewart always gets a shout out. He provides guidance, pastrami sandwiches, and digital lettering for Takeo and the Teeth. This issue starts off, we have a mixed media dream sequence. Dio is being visited by Choku, the butterfly, who is the original very first Girl Scout from feudal Japan days. And Choku is basically letting Dio know that she comes from a royal lineage of the original Girl Scouts, a warrior's blood, a queen's blood, and to be wary of the Teeth and Takeo, their mortal enemies. And she kind of hints at Dio has other sisters in arms regarding the Girl Scouts in Freak City on Earth. We have a quick shot of Rita, Gwen, and Daphne, just to let Dio know she's not alone in the mission that awaits her. Her dream is interrupted by kind of a nightmarish type dream within a dream of Gordy visiting her, spazzing out and letting her know as he disintegrates into a creepy thing. He's apologizing for betraying her, basically. And Dio's yelling at him to wait. She wants to talk to him, but just then she wakes up. And she's in Turtleneck Jones's spacecraft with Nadas. She asks Nadas if he knows anything about Choku and the Girl Scouts. He says negative, but he does know that them stopping for these snazzy new sweaters that they're wearing was a great idea. They have a crystal that the little chicken man from issue 2 gave them that has the coordinates to track the person that they need to perform the dream jump on to get Billy's ashes. And it's guiding them toward the city of Windsor Neutron. A little play on words with Windsor Newton, the ink brand that I like to use. Nadas asks how Billy's ashes were lost anyway. Like, how did all this happen? We have another flashback sequence, which I'm doing in each issue. The notebook style paper gives you the immediate indication visually that another flashback. The flashbacks provide character development and sympathy toward Dio and Billy, their relationship, their struggles. You obviously want to have a protagonist in your work that the audience can have sympathy for, can root for, and is hopefully more than just a one-dimensional character. Without going into too much detail with all this, Dio basically tells Nadas that in the last year of Billy's life, they were broke. He got into gambling, kept it a secret from her, got in way over his head with this gangster-ass Wallace-type character with the betting, wound up owing him a lot of money. Wallace took pity on him in a twisted way and basically said, let's have one final gamble. If you win, I call off the debt you owe me. If I win, I get your ashes after you die because I have someone on the black market that will buy them. Billy, of course, loses, has to sign away his ashes to Wallace. After Billy dies, Dio gets access to his storage locker and finds a recording of Billy, confessing his mistakes and what he's done with selling away his ashes like an idiot. Dio runs into Billy's cousin a week later on the streets and finds out Wallace has been murdered in a drug deal gone wrong. And Dio can contact Gordy to make moves to find out what actually happened to Billy's ashes. So she finishes the story. Nadas is excited and ready to hit the city of Windsor Neutron to find out where Billy's ashes are. We cut to a different section of outer space where we find Gordy in a healing chamber with Beksu from the Azarian tribe, which is a sister clan to the Girl Scouts. Beksu rescued Gordy last issue. And basically, they're trying to track Dio. Gordy slipped a tracking device into his drink that Dio took a sip out of in issue 1. She can be tracked as soon as their tracers get a lock on her. Gordy in angry mode here. The color red indicates anger. A simple graphic color choice right there. Gordy's explaining that his wife and children are still captured by Takeo, and he needs to get them back. Suddenly, an alarm goes off, and they do have a lock on Dio. She can be tracked. So they're going to spring into action, but not before Beksu grabs a plate of quality tea and cookies, because we Azarians are not an uncivilized breed. Gordy says, I like your style. Cut to somewhere else in the galaxy, and we find Takeo performing a ritual sacrifice to her lord and master, the evil and sinister Teeth. She's being called away by one of her soldiers to let her know that a team has been assembled to track down Dio. And it's basically Dudley, the kettle-headed only survivor of the Bingosworth gang from last issue. He's saying he's ready to take on the mission when Gordy's wife, who we haven't been introduced to yet, Gordy's wife and his 2 little children are being transported. And she has words for Takeo. She's calling her a bitch and telling her she's going to get revenge on her. Takeo is not amused or threatened by this and is just letting Gordy's wife know they're prisoners for life from here on out, in servitude of the Teeth until the end of their days. She's frustrated, Takeo's frustrated, and then turns to Dudley and says, listen, get on your mission, don't bother coming back. If you fail, which basically means Takeo will track them down and brutally murder them. Dudley walks away and is like, man, this mission gets more messed up by the minute. Dio and Nadas arrive in the city of Windsor Neutron. They're walking through the streets. Nadas has taken the crystal tracking device, implanted it into his own circuitry, and I see what it sees is basically what he's saying. They're going to track down the guy or girl that they need to perform the dream jump on in order to get Billy's ashes. Here's an original from this page. You can see the brown here is added digitally, but everything else is analog style, basically on the original art, including printing out just this pattern I found on Google and to indicate the tracking map visual that Nadas is seeing through the crystal. So just cutting that down, pasting it down, drawing Nadas and the word balloon on a separate piece of paper, cutting that out, pasting that down. This all, of course, can be done in Photoshop. I just like having it practically analog style on the original art. I just think it just looks cooler. So Nadas gets a lock on the person they're pursuing. It's this gangster guy named Mr. Chazi. He's a crime lord, a bigwig in the city of Windsor Neutron. And him and his bodyguards are exiting the club that they're in. Nadas and Dio are in the background here, and they're gonna make their move on him. Nadas basically distracts Chazi and his bodyguards and tells Dio to hit them with the knockout gas, which she does not have. She doesn't know what he's talking about. Nadas is a very confused and bizarre character. Super fun to write. The bodyguards spring into action, pull guns on Nadas. He easily takes them out and then hits Chazi with the knockout gas that he actually had in his forearm gauntlet. He must have just forgot about it, I guess. So they find a nearby hotel, check in for the night. Dio is explaining that Chazi, who's passed out, must have had some bad clams at dinner. The innkeeper guy does not give a shit at all, obviously. He's just like, whatever you weird perverts are into, I don't care. Just pay me. No questions asked. Gordy and Beksu are in Beksu's ship on their way to track Dio. They're headed toward Windsor Neutron as well when a threatening and deadly asteroid field approaches them. They have to spring into action. We'll see if they make it out. Cut to a different part of outer space. We've got Dudley and his crew of mercenaries hot on the tail of Dio. Dudley is explaining Dio must be delivered in prime condition to Takeo. No damage done to her. And Nadas is Dudley's. He's going to take him out for Nadas murdering his crew in the last issue. And as he's explaining this, a enhanced turbocharged gauntlet is being added to his arsenal of weaponry. Tough talk. Very macho. Dio has a travel portable dream jump kit. She's put the headband and wiring over Chazi's head here. Her and Nadas are going to connect themselves to it. Nadas spots the Sinister Steroid Squad Supreme. That's a mouthful. He spots this comic in Dio's knapsack. Gordy gave her this comic in issue 1. He's kind of like, hey, don't be stingy with your comics. And then he's also, in his only moment of kind of seriousness, he does care, I guess, about Dio. He asks her if this is something she really wants to do, this whole dream jump thing. It's probably going to be a dangerous situation. Does she really want to get into this? She says yes, because no one else deserves to have Billy's ashes. She doesn't know what she's going to do with these ashes once she gets them back, but she wants them, and she wants some semblance of feeling normal again, you know. I have the original for this page as well. You can see digital coloring added to the word balloons here. And just some real minimal coloring added to the butterflies. But other than that, you know, all of this is done analog. This is Zipatone. The white is painted in. But that minimal color really does help this stuff pop, right? It's all you need is just a little dash here and there. I don't render with color really. Like, I'm not that skilled with color. I use color as a design element. Perfect example, this spread right here. They connect themselves to the Dream Jump cables. Dio hits the button, boom, they're off. They've left their bodies behind and are now entering the dreamscape, the dream zone. Now this is like, I instantly regret this. This graphic let you know that this trails off his thought. His regret is literally trailing right off the page there. There's another original for you guys to check out. Super minimal color. You can see I just hit the edges here with that whiteout pen, just so I knew the border of the white, and then I filled in the rest of the white digitally. These patterns are cut out of ads from 1970s Playboys. Not the first time I've done that. Double page splash of just the Dream Zone to let you know Dio and Nadas are in a completely different place now. What's going to happen? To be continued, we'll see. Letters page. I love getting letters from you guys. Please keep writing. Keep sending in that fan art. First letters from my homeboy, Eli Schwab, with a little drawing of Gordy here. Complete with Zipatone. Eli is one of the main dudes behind the Cartoonist Kayfabe Ringside Seats Facebook page. Check those guys out on Facebook. They're always doing amazing stuff. Eli's also got the Devil in Detail Grendel podcast. We've known each other for a long time. He's a good dude who's like in the trenches of legit comic book research, reviews, fandom. He's in there. He's doing it. Another cool piece of fan art here from Witches Get Stitches on Instagram. Check that out. That's great. Dio and Gordy. Dio is wearing Gordy's hat. Speaking of Gordy, we got new Gordy enamel pins that you can score at jimmahfood.com. Shameless plug. We're giving you guys as much bang for your buck with these single issues, man. $4 is a lot to pay for a comic book, but I'm doing 32 pages interior in this Girl Scout series. 36 pages total with the front, back covers, inside covers. With that, we get another installment of the amazing Macho Tailfin, one of my favorite characters to write and draw. Starting off with Gordy and his son Casper hunting for comics as always. They find something from the black and white explosion era, the 80s. And this is a tale of Macho Tailfin complete with rude boy punk style. He's got the black skinny tie, two-tone style, the mohawk, the black flag button. 80s style, man. He's protecting the streets from the nasty-ass crack epidemic that's going on. So, I won't get into the full story of this. This is just a fun, backup story. 2 pages of Macho Tailfin doing his thing, which is being tough, talking shit. In this one, he's taking out a serial killer that's in the neighborhood with his buddy Zeke. At the end, Zeke introduces Macho to his cousin Gina, the gecko, and he goes slam dancing down at the Weird Hog with her. They make some love, make some passion, and that's our Macho Tailfin adventure. Some wonderfully designed ads by Jane Dope. You can score the Tank Girl sketchbook, Carl the Cat That Makes Peanut Butter Sandwiches, and the Supernaut sketchbook all on my website. Also, guys, every Sunday at SchrabHomeVideo.com, 3 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 Eastern, 1 hour of live stream drawing with me while we bump super dope music. Come join us if you can. It's almost every Sunday. Speaking of super dope music and mixtapes, Skull Funk Radio on Spotify, or check out skullfunkradio.fireside.fm for free mixtapes, guys. There's 60 volumes of this to date. Just me having fun making mixtapes and talking about music. Music and comic books, those are my passions. And old shitty movies from the 70s and 80s. Guys, if you want, you can represent the squad t-shirts at tpublic.com. Original art and commissions at Inky Knuckles. Check out Inky Knuckles art on Instagram. You can still score the previous Girl Scouts book, Girl Scouts Magic Socks. This came out about 4 years ago through Image Comics. Hit up your local comic shop to get one. We got the cover gallery, my standard, Mateo's brilliant variant. Coming next issue, guys, mixed media painting of Nodis by me, and a ridiculously badass variant cover from the homeboy Tommy Lee Edwards with Mr. Chazi and Nodis fully armed, ready to go. Super badass. Having fun making this stuff, man. Hopefully it shows. I think it shows, right, in the work? I hope. I don't know. It shows to me. One Dangerous Donut, I mentioned it earlier. Don't want to turn this all into an ad, but you can score my goods and support the work if you guys don't mind. JimMahfood.com. That'll wrap it up for this video. Thank you so much to Steven Soria for producing and editing this video, putting it all together. Andrew Soria, his big brother, for the opening animation. What else? Oh, issue 4 drops on February 23rd, you guys. Hit up your local comic shop. Support indie comics. Have a good-ass time out there, and thanks for joining me as always. We're out of here.
Oh, hot damn. Jim Mahfood's original art and commissions are available at inkyknuckles.com. Score a sweet little piece that you can hang up in your bomb shelter. Do you love awesome things? Are you a soldier of the Skullfunk Army? Score graphic novels, comics, prints, and enamel pins over at jimmahfood.com. And make sure to check out the Skullfunk Radio Show on Spotify. Follow the Merchant of Grooves on Instagram at Jim Mahfood. Oh, hot damn! Just when you thought it couldn't get any more weird, Jim Mahfood brings his visual funk to the world of pop-up books in Pop-Up Funk, a 3-dimensional explosion of art from the dark master of psychedelic groove. Each copy includes Funky Beats, Sir, Girl Scouts Army, Pure Gonzo, Everybody Loves Tank Girl, Pop Life, and Thrilling. Food One's unique brand of art destruction comes alive in 2 glorious editions of this crazy pop-up book from the pop-up pioneers at Popposition Press. Now, that's a lot of pops. Bonus interior art and exciting new comics are also included. So nasty. Available at poppositionpress.com. Dig the groove, young space cadet?